6 boring businesses that always make millionaires. 90% success rate. Making hundreds of millions of dollars isn't as complicated as it seems. In fact, I'd argue it's as straightforward as finding a boring business you're willing to commit to long-term. Hi, I'm David, CEO of FilterBuy, an air filter company that generates $22 million a month in revenue. Every day my inbox is flooded with opportunities to invest in these understated, reliable businesses. And I've written million-dollar checks for a few that stood out. In this blog post, I'll break down the most important concepts and business models behind building wealth through boring businesses. We'll focus on 2 main types of cash flow businesses, property-oriented and service-based. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap to potentially turning thousands into billions. These businesses aren't flashy. They're essential, recession-resistant, and often overlooked. They boast success rates around 90% or higher, far surpassing many trendy startups. Drawing from my own experiences scaling FilterBuy and investing in similar ventures, I'll share real examples, key strategies, and a practical cash flow checklist to help you avoid costly mistakes. Let's dive in, starting with property-oriented businesses, which many see as a path to passive income. Property-oriented businesses. Building wealth through assets. Property-oriented businesses revolve around owning and managing physical assets that generate ongoing revenue. They're appealing because they promise hands-off income once set up. But as I'll explain, success requires smart management and scaling. Here are my top 3 picks in this category. 1. ATM business. Low effort, high returns. An ATM machine in a retail setting, like a nail salon, perfect for high-traffic passive income. This first business can generate anywhere from $1,000 to $100,000 per month, with just a few hours of operation weekly. Some entrepreneurs have turned initial $2,000 investments into millions. Take Paul Alex, a retired San Francisco police officer, who started his ATM business in 2018 to supplement his income. He bought his first machine for $2,100 and placed it in a nail salon where he knew the owners. That single ATM brought in $500 in monthly profit. Encouraged, Paul expanded gradually, adding machines in other locations. By 2021, he owned over 30 ATMs across the country, pulling in more than $10,000 a month in profit, enough to retire from his police job. Today, his company, ATM Together, earns over $8 million annually and helps others launch their own ATM ventures. What made Paul's approach so smart? He didn't quit his day job right away. He started locally with a known opportunity and scaled slowly, from 1 to 2, then 2 to 4, building his footprint methodically. The keys to success in the ATM business are location and maintenance. High-traffic spots ensure steady usage, but you must keep machines stocked with cash and functional. If an ATM runs dry or breaks, it stops earning, and you're on the hook for repairs. Building infrastructure for maintenance and negotiating prime placements are crucial. Start small, validate your setup, and watch it grow into a passive powerhouse. 2. Laundromats. The classic passive income play. Inside a typical laundromat, showcasing the machines that drive reliable cash flow. I can't discuss cash flow businesses without highlighting laundromats. According to industry publications, they boast a 95% success rate, nearly double the 50% national average for most businesses. What's the draw? Everyone chases passive income, and on the surface, laundromats deliver. Find a location, install machines, and let customers feed coins or cards while you collect revenue. Cover costs like rent, water, and detergent, then set it and forget it. But remember, if something sounds too good to be true, it often is. Laundromats can be fantastic investments, but you're responsible for machine maintenance, cash collection, and maintaining a clean, safe space. Location is king. Convenience drives customer choice. Without it, your business falters. Laundromats offer steady profits and are a great entry point for beginners. However, scaling requires more capital than many anticipate, which is a key downside. If you're patient and hands-on, this could be your ticket to reliable wealth. 3. Equipment. Rental. Tax efficient and in demand. A rental yard stocked with equipment like air compressors, ready for business needs. I'd pay you $10,000 a month to run this next business. It's that lucrative. When opening our filter buy plant in Salt Lake City, Utah, our air compressor failed during a supply crunch. A new one would take 3 weeks, halting operations. I found a local rental company with a diesel version, getting us back online in hours for $500 a day. It was worth every penny and opened my eyes to the equipment rental industry. Companies nationwide need specialized gear daily: air compressors, tools, you name it. If you stock functional equipment and deliver promptly, they'll pay premiums. Plus, it's tax efficient. Buy a $100,000 piece and rent it for $60,000 yearly. Write off the full $100,000, making that income tax-free. With tariffs and manufacturing reshoring to the U.S., demand should surge over the next decade. But it's not effortless. You'll handle maintenance and logistics, start small, learn the ropes, and expand. Overcome these hurdles and you'll tap into a scalable goldmine. These property businesses excel at generating thousands monthly, but for millions or billions, service-based models offer lower startup costs and greater upside. Service-based businesses, scaling with skills and systems. Service businesses are capital light but demand knowledge and efficient systems. They're easier to start but harder to differentiate. If done right, they can explode in scale. Here's why I love these three. 4. HVAC services. Trade skills to millionaire status. An HVAC technician at work, representing the hands-on expertise that scales this business. Skip college for trade school, and HVAC could be your smartest path to becoming a millionaire. After building FilterBuy, I saw the potential in services and partnered with a Goldman Sachs friend to launch FilterBuy HVAC Solutions. The beauty? It's low capital but requires expertise and systems. If starting from scratch, attend trade school, learn HVAC, and work for a successful firm first. Offer high-quality service at fair prices and scaling follows. My playbook: begin locally in one community, dominate it, build systems, then expand. Social media has revolutionized local reach. Most competitors stick to billboards and radio, ignoring younger demographics. Tap into that and you'll stand out in a crowded field. 5. Emergency tow truck services. High margins in niches. A heavy-duty tow truck handling an 18-wheeler, the high-margin side of this service. Returning to Talladega, Alabama to start FilterBuy, I noticed the town's richest guy ran emergency tow services. Unassuming and likely without advanced education, he thrived by towing stalled cars. And smarter still, specializing in 18-wheelers on I-20. With the right equipment, he was the go-to, charging premium prices in a high-margin niche. You don't need to start big. One truck, one area. Advertise, and you're operational. Scale by adding trucks and drivers. Downsides: equipment maintenance and qualified staff. It's tough but scalable and rewarding. 6. Waste management. The $80 billion overlooked giant. A garbage truck in action, illustrating the essential demand in waste management. Not enough talk about this $80 billion industry you could enter today. Patrick Dovigi, a former Ontario hockey player, founded GFL, Green for Life, in 2007 by managing small waste firms. He expanded aggressively with over 100 acquisitions, landing a game-changing Toronto contract in 2011 against giants. GFL grew into a multi-billion-dollar empire, serving Canada and the U.S. with 20,000-plus employees. It's publicly traded and a top player. Why so great? Universal demand. Every home and business needs trash pickup. It's not easy. Environmental regs and competition abound. To start, study your local market for gaps like more frequent pickups. Exploit that angle, and it could lead to billions. David's Cash Flow Checklist, your guide to success. If you're serious about life-changing wealth, follow this checklist to sidestep thousands in mistakes. Control costs. First, success starts with spending, not earning. John, a window cleaner I met, started with a squeegee bucket and soap cleaning bank windows. Today, $10 million revenue at 40% margins, $4 million yearly profit. Start lean. Do the work yourself to identify pain points, then build systems. Validate quickly and low risk. Most successes ramp up fast. I dropshipped air filters initially, low margins but zero risk, to prove demand before investing in manufacturing. For services, create a landing page, run Google Ads, and outsource fulfillment if needed. Validate before leaping. Focus locally before scaling. Domino's started in one Michigan college town, tailoring to students' needs for fast pizza. That hyperlocal perfection fueled global growth. Avoid early expansion. Spread thin, you fail. Nail one community or niche first. Learn hands-on. I've done every job at FilterBuy's 1,000 employee operation. It lets you solve real problems and scale effectively. Why boring equals brilliant? Boring businesses shine with 90% plus success rates, constant demand, and scalability. Property models provide steady flow but need capital. Services offer upside with expertise. Start small, validate, focus locally, and build systems. Commit, and these could be your blessing to financial freedom. This is part 1 in a series on making $10,000 a month. Subscribe for more and share your thoughts below. Which business intrigues you most? If you want tailored advice for your location or industry, drop a comment.